In the vast, inky canvas of the night sky, millions of stars twinkled like scattered diamonds. Among them was a tiny star named Luma. Luma was shy, and her light was just a soft, gentle blink compared to the brilliant shimmer of her neighbors. She watched the moon, big and round and glowing with a confident light, and wished with all her might that she could be just like that. She wanted everyone to see her, to point up and say, "Look at that beautiful star." But no matter how hard she tried, her light was just a tiny pinprick. Each night, Luma would puff up her starry chest and try to push out more light. She'd wiggle and jiggle, hoping to create a magnificent sparkle. But her glow would only flicker for a moment before fading back to its small, quiet self. "I'll never be special," she'd whisper sadly to the darkness. Comets would zip past her, leaving dazzling trails of glitter in their wake, and she'd feel even smaller. The other stars seemed to dance and laugh, their light forming grand constellations, while Luma just felt lost in the crowd. One evening, as Luma was trying to hide behind a passing space cloud, the kind old moon, with his wise cratered face, noticed her faint, sad glimmer. He drifted a little closer, his voice as soft as stardust. "Little one," he said gently, "why do you look so downcast?" Luma blinked back a tear. "Oh, moon," she sighed, "I want to shine as brightly as you do. I want to be big and important. But I'm just ... small. No one even knows I'm here." The moon smiled a gentle, knowing smile. His light seemed to wrap around Luma like a warm hug. "Ah," he said, "but you don't have to be the biggest light in the sky to matter. True brightness isn't about size, it's about shining where someone needs you." Luma tilted her head, not quite understanding. What did the moon mean? She had always thought being the biggest and brightest was the only way to be special. As Luma pondered the moon's words, she heard a faint sound from far, far below. Down on the earth, in a deep, dark forest, a tiny firefly named Flicker was lost. He had been chasing a moonbeam and had fluttered too far from his family. Now all the trees looked the same, and the shadows were long and spooky. He bumped into a leaf, then a twig. He was scared. He looked up at the vast starry sky, feeling very small and alone. "Is anyone there?" He called out in a tiny, trembling voice. "I can't find my way home." From her place high above, Luma heard the firefly's desperate cry. She peered down, focusing her gaze, and saw the little light bobbing frantically in the darkness of the forest. Her heart, which was made of pure starlight, gave a little sparkle. She saw how scared and lost the little firefly was, and she knew she had to do something. "I'll help him," she declared, her voice full of a newfound determination. Luma took a deep breath. She remembered the moon's words. "Shine where someone needs you." She forgot all about trying to be the biggest star in the sky. All she could think about was the little firefly. She gathered every bit of energy she had, focusing all her light into a single, steady beam aimed directly at the dark forest below. For the very first time, her glow wasn't a flicker. It was a strong, purposeful ray that cut through the darkness and reached all the way to the earth. Down below, Flicker the firefly saw a soft, silvery light pierce the gloom. It wasn't as big as the moon, but it was steady and kind. It seemed to be shining just for him. Hopeful, he began to flutter towards it. The gentle light guided him, illuminating a path from leaf to leaf, over roots and around thorny bushes. He followed Luma's soft glow, his own little light blinking with gratitude, until he saw a familiar cluster of blinking lights ahead. It was his family. They were all gathered on a large mushroom, waiting for him. "Flicker, you're back," they buzzed happily. "Thank you, shining friend." Flicker called up to the sky, waving his little wings with all his might. "You saved me." Luma watched from above as the family of fireflies danced together, their lights creating a joyful, swirling pattern in the heart of the forest. Seeing them so happy made Luma's starry heart swell with a feeling she had never felt before. It was a warm, glowing happiness that spread from her core all the way to her 5 points. And then something magical happened. Luma's light began to grow. It wasn't just a flicker anymore. It was a steady, warm radiance, brighter and more beautiful than she had ever imagined it could be. She wasn't trying to be big. She just was. The moon smiled down at her. "See, little star," he said softly. "You've found your shine." From that night on, Luma's twinkle never faded. She learned that her purpose wasn't to be the biggest or the brightest star for everyone to see. Her purpose was to be a brave and steady light for those who needed her most. And now, whenever someone feels a little lost in the dark, they can look up at the night sky and see her, a special star, shining just for them. Thanks for watching, little dreamers. If you liked the little star who found her shine, tap subscribe and the bell so you never miss another bedtime story. Stay cozy, stay kind, and we'll see you in the next magical story on Books for Kids TV.